Hi everyone, welcome back to Vedic Life Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the Sidereal Vedic Astrology Outlook for the month of April. Now, the last time I uploaded a video here was on the 20th of Feb. We had just had one eclipse. We were due to have another one, but at that time there was no war in our world as we have now. So that really began on the 28th of Feb. And I've been keeping up with news a little bit, as much as I can, in amongst doing readings. I'm mainly doing readings at the moment and structuring how I want to share my lessons and things going forward. I have been very busy behind the scenes, but I do have some thoughts on the Iran-US situation, and if you'd like, you can click on a jump link below, which will take you straight to that portion of the video. And of course, you can click into your mini reports so that you get your personalized news as well. But for those of you who'd like to stick around for the intro, in the intro this time, I just wanted to cover a couple of quick things, and one of them is Kali Yuga. So I was on my YouTube dashboard the other day and I saw this incredible headline, Kali Yuga is over. And I had to click on it because that's such a great headline. And I'd also heard from people that in India, they are definitely talking about the fact that Kali Yuga is... Hang on, I just want to close that. There we go. Yeah, Kali Yuga is over by Guru Pashupati. In India, they are talking about this. They're talking about the fact that Kali Yuga, the Yuga cycle, where people are enormously corrupt. You know, the corrupt ones are the ones who are rich and rewarded, and the virtuous good people have nothing. And, you know, that's a description of Kali Yuga, right? And they're saying that that time period is over now. And if you've been a follower of this channel for a while, you know that we have talked about this a lot here. And there have been interesting comments about this. And I get so many comments every time saying that, yeah, but Sri Yukteswar said it ended. It ended in 1699 AD. And that was in the Holy Science. I have now read the Holy Science. I think it's an incredible piece of work. Of course, as all the Indian saints and gurus, and you know, they write the most incredible stuff. So yeah, look, it could be that it ended in 1699. That's possible. I know some people are team Yukteswar. They think that it ended quite some time ago. And then there are people like me who think, well, the Puranas have a different view, and Yuga cycles go for hundreds of thousands of years. And if we're in some form of uplift, it could be that it's in some form of uplift in, you know, a massive time period. Okay, we might be in some form of spring or even some form of summer, because as I've looked at my life, I think some things are getting better. Okay, not everything. There are still huge problems on the planet, but I have seen a lot of improvement. I have seen a lot of awakening, and I feel like the light is getting stronger. And because the light is so strong, we're now seeing the darkness in a lot more detail. We know who is lying and, you know, the various problems, and we can see a lot more than, like, the regular person today can see a lot more than the regular person in the 1980s could see. You know, and I think the internet has really helped us to share and talk and illuminate each other. And, you know, so I feel like in my life I have seen profound shifts, and I feel like things are getting better. But then we do have war breaking out in our world. We do have, you know, tragedies still taking place and awful things. So I'm on my YouTube dashboard. I see this incredible, I've got it right here, this incredible thumbnail by Guru Pashupati, Kali Yuga is over. So I have to click on it. And, you know, I thought, and the other thing is that since people in India, they're talking about this, they're saying, hey, Kali Yuga is over. And I'm just going to go with it because we need positive news. You know, I need some positive news. I really do. And so I'm prepared to, abandon the Puranas for a little while and just go with this positive news, because we do need it. I watched the video by Guru Pashupati. What's really interesting, I used to follow him quite a bit. This was ages ago. I saw it when his channel just had tens of thousands of subscribers. I was one of them. And now it's really big, which is so good. And he mentioned that he's been guided to not post so much content, which is so interesting, because I feel like I've been guided to not post as much content, definitely over the next few months. That has been my guidance. And I was also just looking at a post by Professor Jiang, and he has put up a post saying he has decided to not upload so much content. He might do like one every 2 weeks. Guru Pashupati is uploading once every month, and me, I'm going to upload once every month as well here on YouTube. But as for Patreon, I aim to be back there after a few months. I just I'm working on lots of things. I'm also doing client sessions. Things are very busy for me behind the scenes, so I'm getting myself into better shape so that I can, I do want to do the Nakshatra course, for example, and I will let you know when that goes live. But feel free to stay there or leave as you would like to, okay? And that some of you have asked me questions about it, and you've said, look, there are so many lessons that you're yet to learn, and you want to spend more time there. Of course, it's there. I am there answering questions, and if anything you need there, you just let me know. I'm there, and it will be live, and I do intend to upload more content there. So just stick with me. It's a weird time right now, and energy is strange. So yeah, Kali Yuga, guys, it might be that it's over. I'm willing to abandon all my own notions and just go with the fact that yes, it's over. We are heading into better times. I also think this because now, I mean, the other thing about Kali Yuga is over. It's not like it's going to be all roses and wonderful, next month kind of thing. When we've got two Mahadashas, you've got Jupiter Mahadasha and you've got Saturn Mahadasha, that in-between phase, it could be 2 years either side. It could be 4 years where energy is a little bit weird because they're such big Mahadashas, right? So when you're in that in-between phase, the energy is just a bit strange. You haven't quite left the old one, and you're not quite in the new one. So if Kali Yuga has ended, and we have some kind of Dasha Sandhi type effect, it would be a Yuga Sandhi effect, right? A transition of the Yugas. It could be that, as Guru Pashupati says in his video, 150 years, we're still dealing with the Kali Yuga energy. Now, he says 150 years. I think it's probably going to be several hundred years. I think it's going to be longer than that, because I think these Yuga cycles are really quite big. So, yeah, it's very interesting times. But I think, well, there are so many things. I think I'll save it for when I get to the charts of Iran and United States. I'm going to get there. So I covered off the Kali Yuga thing. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? Ascension symptoms. Yes, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I myself have gone through some ascension symptoms just recently, and some strange sicknesses where, yes, it was a headache. Yes, it was something I've encountered before, but it was strange, and it was unlike any other headache I've had. And one of the things I thought to tell you guys is that if you've been experiencing some strange physical symptoms, observe them and see if they are unique or different, especially around eclipse time. And that's when I had what I'm now going to call some ascension symptoms. Definitely on the 3rd of March, I experienced some physical stuff. And what I experienced was that it was like physical symptoms I'd had before, but not like, so they were physical symptoms I've had before, but they felt very foreign and different. The other thing I observed was that they were intense, but they passed as quickly as they came. And I think that could be a working definition for an ascension symptom. If you're finding that something hits you really hard or deep, but then it leaves just as quickly, or you restore quickly, or you renew quickly, that could be an indication of an ascension symptom. So I just wanted to run that past you guys in case some of you have also had physical symptoms. I was part of I am part of a tarot community of people, and I watch these incredible readings, and the lady there was talking about symptoms at the back of the neck, between the shoulder blades, shoulders, and digestive stuff. And when she rattled off that list, that was exactly all the stuff I had, and that was around the 3rd of March. So if you've been going through any weird physical symptoms, know that we'll just watch out for the fact that they might leave quickly as well. So bear that in mind, that ascension symptoms, a lot of people are experiencing them at this time. All right, so I'm going to take a look at these 2 charts here, and I'm going to talk you through what I have got, and then we'll get into the mini readings. So I'm going to hit record. Going to make sure it's recording. Yeah, that's recording. I'm going to draw a little star. Hit undo. All right, we should be synced up now. So let's take a look at the chart of Iran. I just want to have a look and see what I can see here. Now, on the video that I would have made, I think it was on the 20th of Feb, I probably spoke about this here, the Papkatri-like effect on this eclipse. And I've since looked up the meaning of these 2 terms. These are Sanskrit terms. Pap is sin and Katri is scissors. So I just found that to be interesting, because last time I do remember, I think I drew something like this where I showed the Papkatri. So we've got Saturn, we've got Mars, and there's this scissor-like effect here. So we can kind of quite literally see that in Iran's chart. Now, if we look at the motion of, where those 2, the handles are here, it's like there's something being squeezed on this side, and then on this side, it's like there's something being cut. So if I was to look at the chart of Iran and take a guess as to what is being squeezed, I would definitely look in here, and I would say that I feel like it's Iran's past is being squeezed. Now, that's an unusual thing to say. I'm not a historian. I don't know what that means, but that might make sense to someone out there, or that might be relevant in this. But there's something about Iran's past is being squeezed. And in terms of what is being cut, we've got Rahu and Saturn here. And what I would say is it's Iran's future that's being cut at this time. Is how I would read that. And in light of recent events, to me, that sounds about right. The other thing I wanted to mention is where the eclipse is happening. So we can see that the sun and moon are in Dhanishta Nakshatra. Okay, so that is where typically most people are going to look. They're going to look, okay, where is this eclipse happening? What's the nakshatra? All right, it's Dhanishta Nakshatra. Now, Dhanishta Nakshatra is the wealthy nakshatra. It's all about wealth, the wealthiest, the famous one, the wealthy one, all this kind of thing. So, okay, we can try and figure out a story there. But the thing that really attracted my eye and attention is it's actually the Satyabhishak, because at the time when all this was going on, and I didn't know Iran's chart, I hadn't looked at it, but I was watching all the news and I was observing everything, and I kept thinking of Satyabhishak all the time, and I'll explain why. So let's just highlight Satyabhishak here. That is right here. So that's Rahu and Venus. They're exactly conjunct, and they're exactly conjunct here in Satyabhishak Nakshatra. Now, what I was thinking about in terms of Satyabhishak was the Strait of Hormuz, and I've got that depicted here. This is from Wired.com, and it's showing the flow of the fuel and where it goes. Yeah, the density of tanker traffic is right here. But when they were showing these maps and talking through all of this, I kept thinking about Satyabhishak, and I kept thinking about Satyabhishak because of the circle. Satyabhishak nakshatra is the nakshatra of healers. So some people say, 100 physicians. There's also the number 100 keeps coming up with it, 100 physicians, or the physicians to the gods, 100 flowers I've heard as well. But very often it's just represented by a circle. So let's have a look here. What's our circle? I mean, this is not really a circle, but what I see here, when I was looking at the map, I kept thinking about this, how it's a circle, but there's a gap. And what I was thinking about as people have been talking about this is how circles work in terms of healing. And I started contemplating deeply Satyabhishak Nakshatra, and I thought about when it comes to healing, you do want a closed circle, actually, for healing to take place. And, it's like when you close the energetic loop. Let's say you're in a relationship with God. God's giving you energy, and you give back your creativity to God, or you do it in the name of God, or whatever. It's like that closing the loop is one of the things I think when I think about Satyabhishak Nakshatra. And there is something about this circle needing to be closed. So one of the thoughts I had about this time is that, let's say they close the circle. Let's say they close the Strait of Hormuz. Is that going to allow or enable some kind of bigger or deeper healing to occur? And what that deeper or bigger healing is, I don't know. And I don't know what benefits it would have. I suppose I could liken it to a little bit to during the pandemic, when they shut everything down and when nature started to restore. Animals were walking down the street, and wildlife was happy again, like wildlife in the oceans. They were able to swim and live and breathe, and there were healing effects that happened during that time. So if this activity here was to be closed for a time, it would mean hardship for all of us. It would mean that the price of things go up, and fuel would be a lot more expensive, and that would have knock-on effects on everything. And I understand, we will all suffer, if they close this. So I don't wish for any war or any bad thing, or I don't wish for anything. But I guess what I'm trying to find here is that if it was to close, maybe there's something bigger, and maybe, who knows, it could even have some beneficial impact that we can't see or that we can't understand. Because I always believe and I always feel that God's got it all in hand. The world hasn't gone out of control. God is still here. God is looking after us. There's some reason for everything. And, I don't know what it is. But the Satyabhishak connection here is strong. And I think when we look at Satyabhishak and we look at the circle and we look at energy, like when we read the chakra system, it's like a good, healthy chakra is a beautifully spinning circle. It's a wheel, and there aren't holes or gaps or any of this kind of thing. That's something that energy healers look for. They try and even feel for it with their hands and all this kind of thing. I was trained by, Deborah King in the States, and Dr. Eric Pearl. He was also American, but I did that training in Prague. And one of the things you are taught to look for is, are there gaps, are there tears, are there holes? So, that's a key thing with healing, that you don't want gaps or any of this kind of thing. There was also an article which I'll bring up, and I'll put it on top of this one, and it's something that I just found this morning, and it's just a headline by Ray Dalio, because he popped up on my dashboard and I clicked a couple of shorts videos by him, and then I somehow ended up on this article, and it basically says, Ray Dalio warns a brutal final battle for the Strait of Hormuz is coming, and losing could end the American empire. So that is a very interesting article there. And basically he's comparing this time to the 1956 Suez Crisis, which interestingly involves a canal. I think, did they nationalize a canal, something like that? I was reading up on that this morning as well. I don't know about any of these things, but it says here, this is a moment widely regarded by historians as the end of the British Empire's global imperialism. Yeah, and I had a look at that astrologically. What I saw there was Saturn in Scorpio, and right now we've got Saturn in Pisces. So it's interesting, two significant bodies of water basically are highlighted in these episodes. So yeah, I thought that was interesting as well. So I'll just pop that article on top of this one, and let's have a look. The third eclipse, 3rd of March eclipse for Iran. Let's take a look at this one. So the other thing I wanted to note and point out here was that we've got transiting, I should say, I was almost going to say natal, transiting Ketu on top of natal Rahu, and we've got transiting Rahu on top of natal Ketu. This, I could see it straight away. What I see here when I look at this, and I've confirmed this now with a couple of clients as well, I am yet to do some deeper research into this, but I have a working theory, and that is that when we have this phenomenon happen in the sky, and it happens every 9 years or so, every 9 years in a person's life, you will have this effect here. And I believe when this happens, it means that the tables will turn. The tables will turn. What you do with that, that's up to you. But the tables will turn, and they may turn in your favor, kind of thing as well. Or there's something about you being able to do something, or and how, what will you do? What will you choose to do? So I'm looking at this in terms of Iran, but let's just say this is a person's chart, because I know how to read people. That's what I do. My specialization is in reading people and people's lives. And when I see this in someone's chart, one of the things that I will point out is that the tables will turn in your favor. And some area in your life where you have been down, you've been suppressed, you've been picked on, you've been belittled, or something has deteriorated. There's been some kind of deterioration. It's like the tables are going to turn, and you could use your free will and your everything that you've got to go up. That is the kind of energy that we've got at play here. And when I look at the chart of Iran, I think that this could be a thing where they are fighting back. And I do think, from the little knowledge I have of history, I don't know too much, but I get the sense that Iran has been being picked on by bigger forces, and they've just decided, well, no, we can't keep experiencing this all the time. Again, I don't like any form of war or anything. I don't think anyone should ever drop a bomb or launch a missile or anything, so I don't condone any violence or anything like that. But when I just read the energy, and if I was reading this for a person's life, I would be saying that the tables have turned perhaps in your favor, and you can build, or you can be different, or there's something about you being on the up. We're going to have a look at this for the United States as well in a moment, so don't worry, I've got some things to say there as well. When were the nodes exact? So this, having a look at this phenomenon where I'm kind of looking at this and I'm going, I can sort of get an idea of what's happening here. I then wanted to see when were the nodes exact. Exact, by exact, I mean exact and opposite. So we can see that here, okay? So this is the 9-year thing I'm looking at, not the thing that happens every 18 years, which is probably more nodes exact, but this is nodes exact in the opposite position. Anyway, I'll explain. So we've got here transiting Ketu on top of natal Rahu exactly. Okay, this is the exact position, right? This is really the thing I want to look at. We can see that happening here on Saturday, 11th October 2025. So I went and looked up the news. I wanted to see what was going on for Iran at this time. And this is really interesting. We've got here an article, 18th October, and I checked a few other sources, and this definitely was October 2025. And we've got here, Iran announces official end to 10-year-old nuclear agreement. So this was interesting to me because they had agreed in the past with quite a few other nations that they wouldn't sorry, I'm just enormously distracted. That is some crazy weather out there. Is that hail? My goodness, I'm just looking underneath my blind and it's gone really dark as well. The weather has been insane today. Sorry, I just had to, that looks like hail to me. Or maybe it's just wind, I don't know. Anyway, yes, so I mean, Iran had agreed with a whole bunch of nations that, look, we won't use advanced technology to create advanced weapons or whatever, and that decade-old agreement stopped at exactly this time. So it's like the thing that was suppressing them stopped. I'm not saying that they should now go ahead and build weapons or any of that. No, I don't, if I was advising Iran, I would not, if I'm advising anyone, I don't suggest people drop bombs or create bombs or any of that. So I don't agree with any of that, but I'm just reading what's here. Let's take a look at United States and how we doing on time. It's just about to cut out. Oh my goodness. United States chart. So we've got here the 3rd of March eclipse. Yeah. So how has United States been operating with these eclipses? Well, we can see here, definitely here, right? Look at that. The United States has been operating. We've got the first house here. And well, it's 4th from the ascendant, first house. So United States has been operating for themselves. All their actions are about me, the United States. That we can see that here because that's right on the moon, first house here from the moon, and it's 4th from the ascendant. So America is concerned only with America and what I want and what I want to be, and this is all about me and my home and United States and USA, and that's the mindset. The mindset, talk about the mindset. I mean, you can see right here, you've got what's on the mind, the moon, the mind. War, the planet of war is on the mind, is on America's mind. So that is really quite interesting there. The other thing that we've got happening here is we've got a couple of planets here in 2nd from the moon, that's 5th from ascendant. So this is about wealth and this is about money. So it's about me, it's about what I want, my agenda for my home, and money as well. That's a really big thing here too. So that is how I would just read the energy of that. I'm not being critical or mean, I'm just reading the energy. All right, let's have a look at when the nodes are going to go exact, but in the opposite direction. So that 9-year, every 9-year thing that happens. Let's have a look at this for the United States. So this is something to watch, and I'm going to be watching this one closely as well. I also just want to check on the lighting. I've got a new lamp, guys, and it's very exciting. This is going to cut out, by the way. I'm just going to open the blind so that we have a bit more light. Wow, that is some stormy weather out there. Oh my gosh. Glad I didn't get caught in that. Do you know what's crazy? It's probably going to be bright sun in about half an hour because it's been going up and down all day. Anyway, let's get back to this. So when are the nodes going to be exact here for United States? Exact, but in the opposite direction. So we've got transiting Ketu on top of natal Rahu. Natal Ketu, transiting Rahu. So this, what I'm seeing here, so I've got here Wednesday, 29 September 2027, but this is going to be like all of September and all of October. This is around that period, okay, where this is going to be noticeable. So for the United States, wherever the United States has felt maybe like an underdog, or that they've been suppressed, or that they've been used, or, you know, just the same as what I said for Iran, we apply that right here. Wherever the United States feel like they're not empowered, the tables are going to turn. And the United States will have an opportunity to use its free will to go up. And where does the United States, or where might the United States feel weak? They might be feeling weak in relation to Israel. They might be feeling like, well, we don't get to do what we want. We do a lot of what you want, but we want to do what we want. The other place where United States might feel like an underdog might be with China. So these are the two places that I'm thinking where the tables could turn. And for the United States, this particular time will be an opportunity to do something that's more authentic to what the United States really wants to do. Because I don't think, well, what I know is that I don't know anyone in America who wants war, full stop. Nobody voted for it. Nobody wants it. You know, it's so strange what is happening in the world, but it's happening. And yeah, we're all kind of observing and dealing with it. But this is what I see coming up. I mean, I think there is some positive news ahead for the United States of America, that wherever it feels oppressed, it will have an opportunity to change the status quo or do something quite different. So, okay, we do have one more slide here, the energy for April 2026. This might be a bit of a long video. That's okay. I'm only uploading infrequently, so I'm just going to make long videos. Let's take a look at the energy for April 2026. What do we have going on? Well, we're going to have, oh dear, I didn't put, apologies guys, I didn't write down what date this is. I've just looked it up now. It looks to me like it's the 2nd of April onwards, might even be the 3rd of April onwards. Let's just say the 3rd of April onwards. Maybe I'll click up by the hours. Okay, it is the 2nd of April onwards. So I'm just going to write that in. It's a little bit of dog ate my homework. I don't know what happened there. Why did I not? I looked it up and then I didn't write it down. We've got Mercury entering Pisces 11th April onwards. Basically, we've got a lot of Piscean stuff going on. Yeah, and that's what I've written here. I've said this month is dominated by the triple conjunction of Saturn, Mercury, and Mars in Pisces. This is very interesting to me because in terms of news items and what's happening in the collective, how could this be operating? Well, one of the things I am seeing is, and this is actually to do with royalty, one of the royal commentators recently, I don't know who that is from. Oh, I see. Okay. Might be the, do you know, I ordered some dandelion tea, so that seems to have arrived. Okay. Anyway, so when we're looking at this triple conjunction here, how do I see that playing out for the collective, or what's happening in the news? Is there anything that's a bit like this at the moment that we can feel now that might be brewing and might crescendo for this time? And there is something that I thought of, and that was in relation to the royals. And it used to be a long time ago that the royals would scrutinize which charity they would pick up and want to have their name associated with. But we're in a fascinating turn of events in our life right now where the charities are looking at the royals and saying, do we want to keep you or do we want to get rid of you? Isn't that fascinating? So there's been some turning of tables in that regard. And I mean, we've been having this for a while because Saturn has been in Pisces now since, March 2025, thereabouts. So that is true. Charity organizations, because that's a Piscean thing, that's where the charities are. Charity organizations have been looking at Sarah Ferguson and saying, well, we actually don't want your name associated with us. Or they're looking at the daughters, Sarah Ferguson's daughters, or they're looking at, Prince Andrew has been dropped by everything. So he's not even called Prince. I just called him Prince Andrew, Mr. Andrew. Gosh, I've got to keep up with the news. But I think with the triple conjunction that's happening here, yes, we've got Saturn in Pisces, but now we're going to have Mercury and we're going to have Mars as well. So that's even more intelligence coming forward about charitable activities. And we've got Mars here crucially, which is the ability to do something about it. So perhaps there's going to be more intel, more news, more secrets coming out, because 12th house could be a secretive thing as well. But there's going to be, Mars is going to be there to be able to act, to be able to do something about it. So I just thought that was really interesting. Now, a bit of good news, because we're all wanting good news. I'm wanting good news, and it's hard to come by these days. We've got Exalted Sun in Aries from 15th April onwards. I'm excited about that. That is just the sun in its best, most radiant position. You could count that as the start of your year. If you have not been happy with the start of this year, you can restart your year on the 15th of April. Let's all nominate that to be our, start of the year. I do feel like, I think March for me has been the start of my year. When I look back at those eclipses and the Ascension symptoms that I've had, and very much the guidance that I was given at that time, which was to start working on other projects and start changing up what I do a little bit, and being guided to not post as much and things like that. Like I went through some interesting things myself at that time. So I think for me, March was the start of my year, is what I'm saying there. Let's have a look at the 20th of April. I do think that this is a date of caution. Okay, 20th April, that could be a very serious, heavy duty, could even be dangerous day. We've got 3 planets in planetary war, so I would say take care here on the 20th of April, definitely. And then Akshaya Tritiya is at the exact same time, guys. Isn't that just nuts? So Akshaya Tritiya is when the sun and moon are exalted. And typically I always recommend this as a time for my clients to do something beautiful, do something auspicious, and I would still do an auspicious thing on an Akshaya Tritiya, even if there is planetary war. I think it should be okay. But it's interesting. There is planetary war at this time as well. That will just intensify the energy for most people. But in world events, world terms, this could be a severe day, 20th of April. But for you personally, if you wanted to use that date as a date to start something auspicious, I would start something auspicious. I have done each Akshaya Tritiya, I do something. So 20th, it could be the 19th of April, or it could be, very early on the 21st of April. That might be a time when you want to start something auspicious. And I just wanted to add this little note here, which is Rahu will be in Sattva until the 1st of July, 2026. So I think when we're looking at that Strait of Hormuz and the circle that has been activated there with Sattva, I think that there could be some significant movements to do with that Strait of Hormuz right through until the 1st of July 2026. But of course that is something to watch ongoing. So that is the news that I have for you. We're going to take a look at the mini reports. We are now going to welcome Aries. Aries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aries Ascendant, Aries Moon, or Aries Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. All right, let's take a look at what is going on, Aries. So I want to start with the triple conjunction. We've got a triple conjunction happening here in April. And this is a big gathering of planets here around Saturn. It's also why I'm wearing blue today, because I feel like Saturn is the planet for April, I do think, because we're going to have a lot of activity around Saturn. Of course, we've got Rahu in Aquarius, so everything is about Saturn, I do believe. We're going to have Mars step into Pisces on the 2nd of April onwards, and that's going to be joined by Mercury on the 11th of April onwards. The other thing is that we've got everything moving forward now. So we've got forward momentum, we're moving forward, we're moving into new ground. So with Mars and Mercury stepping there into Pisces to be with your Saturn, there is a lot of energy in your fine, high, refined subconscious, your dream space, possibly sleep. Even your sleep, there could be some more activity, but I feel like for you there's a lot of behind the scenes clearing, restructuring, and this is sort of energetically behind the scenes. So it's like your energy might be being rewired or re-strategized. Strategy, of course, because of Saturn. Rewiring because of Mercury. Mars is there. Mars can do something. So a lot of your subconscious, your psyche, your behind the scenes operation, or maybe your aura, I don't know which one of these it is, but there's something about your being quietly reorganized and rewired on the inside. So I kind of feel like there isn't much you need to do. If you meditate regularly, that will be wonderful, because that will aid and assist this process. This will just happen a lot easier if you have a regular daily spiritual practice. Okay, and that could be something even physical. That could be, we've got Mars here in the 12th. It could be yoga that you just love to do, or it could even be painting, but it could be chanting every day. It could be sitting down and doing that 20 minutes of transcendental meditation. So see what that is for you, and it could be that you're putting that kind of practice in place across the month of April. Now we're going to have an exalted sun 15th April onwards. So from the middle of the month onwards, the sun leaves this place here. So if you do find it hard to sleep, you might be finding it hard to sleep for the first half of the month. That is a possibility. But then after that, sun enters your sign, and this is really beautiful. It can be strong, and it could physically be draining, depending on what you've got going on in your birth chart and things like that. But the focus is on you. Mid-month onwards, there's something about you shining. And we've got Venus here as well. Now Venus will step into Taurus on the 20th of April onwards. So Venus in Taurus, this is wonderful for your health. Actually, it's wonderful for I've just had the word banking pop into my mind. Yeah, it's wonderful for making money, but it's also wonderful for being with family, fine dining, eating out, or just cooking up something delicious, which is definitely my scene. I am not eating out these days, but I am enjoying cooking all the time, which I always do my whole life. But anyway, let's have a look here. Something about, Venus being in Aries for the first portion of the month, that is good for your health. That is nice, because we've got some watery energy there. So that should offset the dryness of the sun. So that's actually quite nice. Your health should be quite radiant and lovely. You might be more beautiful in the first part of the month there. And that will carry on. Venus in Taurus is absolutely lovely. So it's looking like quite a nice month ahead for you, Aries. If we have a look at the full moon situation, so on the 2nd of April, we've got a full moon in Hasta, Virgo. So you might be, now this, because Hasta is lorded by the moon, so you might be quite emotional about something actually on the 2nd of April. It could be something work related. It could be connected to your work. It could be connected to a client. It could be, you might be emotional about something. Equally, it's a good time for writing or writers if you want to express something, or it could be some quite creative energy here as well. So that's actually nice energy there. Something could complete regarding your work. So that's something to bear in mind there. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. That is happening in your first house. So this is your new moon, Aries, and this is a great time for you to plant seeds. This could be seeds that you're going to plant for the healing of your physical body. So that is something, but it really could be any area of your life. Whatever big new thing you wish to plant a seed for, it's a good time to be strategic, to be thinking about the future, to be thinking about some long-term goals. If you can do that there on the 17th of April and even write down some things that you would like to do. Saturn is nearby, so you could be strategizing some long-term things there on the 17th of April. Aries, it's looking like a good month ahead. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Taurus. Taurus, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Taurus. Now, Taurus, I'm just checking out the light here, wondering, do I take the blind down? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Taurus, for helping me out there. It's just the lighting, it's up and down like crazy today. I knew it would be sunshine in half an hour. Just like half an hour ago, however long ago it was a storm. I thought it was hail, and I don't think it was. Okay, Taurus, welcome Taurus. This is Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Moon, or Taurus Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So let's take a look at this triple conjunction. We're going to start here. Mars is going to enter Pisces, and that's from the 2nd of April onwards. And you're going to have Mercury entering Pisces from the 11th of April onwards. So this is all quite interesting because this is happening right here in your 11th house. So if you are busy networking, friends, opportunities, money, social media, there's something about you being busy, Taurus. I feel like you're going to be busy. I feel like you might be seen. I feel like you could be earning a lot. What's interesting is that you've got the planet of strategy here. Saturn is here. Mercury is very strategic as well. But it's also logical and intelligence and that computational ability and skill and all of that incredible stuff. And then you've got Mars here, the doer. Mars wants to get in, and definitely we're in the 11th house here. Mars wants to make money. So maybe you're going to get some great ideas about making money. Maybe you're going to be able to act on them. Maybe you are just very busy. You're just working. You're just making stuff happen. It could have a little bit of a hustle feel actually to this month because you've got Rahu here as well. Maybe, you're working hard, Taurus. That's the sense that I get. Now, Sun will be exalted 15th April onwards, and that is going to be in your 12th house. So from mid-month onwards in April, if you're finding it hard to sleep, you've got a reason as to why that might be. So just bear that in mind. Sun being in that position will illuminate areas of your subconscious mind or your psyche, or what spiritual work perhaps you might want to focus on next. Sun will illuminate things that, maybe you need to see something clearly. You will be able to see things very clearly, and you'll be able to see where to put your spiritual work or your spiritual efforts, or what needs your attention, or what relationship needs your attention, or this kind of thing will become clear to you. We've also got Venus in this area as well. So Venus might be enjoying some escapism, say for example from the start of April to the 20th of April, you might be enjoying a bit of escapism. Maybe you're working really hard and you just need a bit of time out now and then. So take a little bit of time out now and then, escape into a good book or, I don't know, a movie or something, which I never do, but for me it's pick a cards. That's my guilty pleasure. That's where that's where I spend my time. I watch somebody's pick a card. That makes me happy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're escaping into some fun thing. And that's through to the 20th of April. Then 20th April onwards, we're going to have Venus move into Taurus, and that's right in your sign. So that's going to be good for your physical health, for your physical vitality. Maybe you're looking really good at that time, you're feeling good, you might be enjoying exercise or really working with your physical body from the 20th of April onwards. You can't even be doing that for all of April, actually. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is spring, and it is time to stop being such a cozy cave bear indoors. Like, yeah, we got to get out, don't we? Yeah. All right, 2nd of April, full moon, Hasta, Virgo. It's happening in your 5th house. So you got a full moon here, and this could be, interestingly, this could be to do with your love life. This could be to do with romance. This could be to do with creativity. You could be completing a project as well, a creative project. You could be finishing something. But this, I feel like this could be romantic in nature, or it has to do with your love life. That is a strong possibility here. You might be quite emotional on this day, and it might be a time. You will be very articulate in a creative way, actually. You will. So it's a good time for writers, but also it's a good time maybe to express the fullness of your emotion as well. And on the 17th of April, we have got a new moon in Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. This is happening in your 12th house. So this is a new moon in the area of your subconscious, of your subtle bodies, of your spiritual side. You've got a new moon here. So you might be getting insights about future spiritual growth that you are going to make, definitely in the future here. There's also a possibility of healing here. This is Ashwini Nakshatra, so there could be a spiritual healing that happens here on the 17th of April. This could be to your subtle bodies, your psyche, your emotions, all that kind of thing. There might be some lovely healing energy that is possible for you here on the 17th of April. And something about this will restore you back to being your full self, back to being your authentic self. Taurus, it's looking like a lovely month ahead in many ways. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Gemini. Gemini, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got a triple conjunction happening. Really, it's happening from the 2nd of April onwards. So the 11th of April, we're going to have Mercury step into Pisces. But on the 2nd of April, we're going to have Mars step into Pisces. And really, it is this triple conjunction that I think is the big news of the month. So you've got all of this activity happening in your 10th house. So that's the 10th house of career. So career-wise, you might be quite busy, and you might be being pulled in different directions. 1 minute you're having to be strategic, 1 minute you're having to really drill down and be focused and fine detail oriented, and and then the next minute you have to work even gets a bit physical, or you have to go somewhere physically, or there's like this there's quite a mixture of things happening across this month, where I get the sense that you are busy and you're being worked in a lot of different ways across this month. So definitely 11th April onwards, you will experience the full effect of the 3 planets. That's Saturn, Mars, and Mercury. Now, Venus, where are we going next? We're going to have a look at the Sun. Sun is exalted 15th April onwards. Okay, so this is wonderful energy. This is, wow, look at that. It's exalted and it's in the 11th house. So beautiful. Great place for the sun to be. This is excellent for earnings, upping your earnings, being seen, being recognized, receiving rewards, money, clients, just things going your way. You know, you do have that incredible sun exalted 15th April onwards. Venus is there as well. Venus is very happy to be in this part of the chart. Venus loves being in the 11th. Venus adores being here in Taurus. So let's take a look at, Taurus. Wow, that's going to be beautiful. So 20th April onwards, you're going to have Venus step into Taurus in the 12th house. That is stunning. So 20th April onwards, look, this is where maybe you just get to have some fun for the first time in a while. You know, maybe you've been really busy. Maybe you've been working hard. And certainly up until the 20th, it wouldn't surprise me if you are working really hard and there's a lot going on. But then 20th April onwards, see if you can enjoy this beautiful Venus energy. It's going to be there for, a while, some many days. So enjoy that energy. That's going to be really beautiful there. So, and that's Venus in Taurus in the 12th house. That's good for escapism. It's good for going out. It's good for being social, having fun. You know, you're getting away from the desk and you're enjoying the fruits of all the hard work that you've been doing. So be sure to enjoy yourself 20th April onwards, or just find some activity that's going to feel nourishing to you, that's going to feel like deep rest and enjoyment at the same time. It's that kind of thing. Now, on the 2nd of April, we've got full moon, Hasta Nakshatra Virgo. Okay, so 2nd of April, full moon, Hasta in Virgo. This could be quite emotional. This could have something to do with relationship with mother. It could bring up things around how you were raised. There could be some deep feelings that you can get in touch with at this time. Okay, and that's quite beautiful. So see if you can observe the depth of your own emotion here on the 2nd of April. There's something really deep and emotional, and you'll have full access to be able to understand it. Imagine that you understand something very deeply, and then you're released, you're free, you're healed in some aspect of your emotional body, your emotional self. That can be really profound and beautiful, Gemini. And then on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. So this is, let's have a look at this. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, wish for big money. Wish for material abundance and success is what I want to say. If you want to put a wish for that, this is the time to do it. Equally, you could be wishing for or experiencing a healing in the part of your life that magnetizes opportunities and that brings opportunities to you. Okay, so look out for that energy if that's possible there. Gemini, it's looking like a pretty good month ahead. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Cancer. Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got a triple conjunction happening in your 9th house, and it's really going to start, I've written here on the 11th of April, but it's really going to start on the 2nd of April when Mars steps into Pisces, and then Mercury is going to step into Pisces on the 11th. So you've got these three incredible planets here. We've got Mars, we've got Saturn, we've got Mercury, and it's all happening in your 9th house. Now, 9th house is about leadership. It's also about how much in control we feel over our own life and our own life experience. Do you feel like you're in charge? And the other thing that we've got going on here in the 9th, this is also, it's an executive sort of area, skills, learning, higher learning, executive learning, all this kind of things, skills, all of this, becoming capable. One is becoming very capable here. So there's something about you, I feel like it's sort of similar to Gemini. I feel like you're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions, probably at work and or in your studies, if you are studying or you're studying on the side, or maybe this is all activating your desire to study. This could be something in connection with a guru, or you are becoming a guru, or you're having to teach more, or there's a lot of different things this could be. But I feel like you might be being pulled in a lot of different directions across this month. Sometimes you're being asked to be big picture, sometimes you're drilling into details, sometimes you're having to act more or be more physical in what you do. So while what you do, it might be a desk job, or you might be at your desk a lot, but this month you might be, I don't know, driving to client sites a lot more than normal, or something along these lines. It's like I feel like there's more being demanded of you possibly across the month of April. If we have a look at the sun will be exalted 15th April onwards. So yeah, this is career. This is interesting, and you are in the spotlight, or there's more attention on you, or there are more projects being batted to you, or the focus is on you, and you do have an opportunity here to shine. You have an opportunity here to excel, to exceed, to do something in a really fantastic way. So the planets are behind you, okay, and they're wanting you to have that next step up, or grow, or be seen in a bigger way. It's very exciting. So I'm happy for that, Cancer. Now let's have a look at Venus. Venus is going to be in Taurus on the 20th of April onwards. That is going to be beautiful. That is going to magnetize money to you. Your contacts are going to grow. Your networks are going to grow. This could be really great for your social media. Your social media might really grow. So that's definitely from the 20th of April onwards. There's something beautiful about your output and your creativity and what it is that you're making, and you're just loving, there's something you're loving regarding your work. You're just like, the work is the love of your life, maybe for April. It's that kind of energy that I'm seeing here. So that's really cool. Now on the 2nd of April, we've got a full moon, Hasta Nakshatra. Have I been saying Hasta Virgo Nakshatra in the past too? I don't know. I'm gonna have to sort myself out in the edit, aren't I? It's just, anyway. 2nd of April, full moon, Hasta Nakshatra, Virgo. Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's going to be interesting. This is interesting. 2nd of April, you might be a little bit emotional here on the 2nd of April, and it might be that you are doubtful about something. Your confidence might waver here. Equally, this might make you a brilliant writer at this time. There's something about your communication capabilities, your writing capabilities are just brilliant, or there's something you're able to phrase some deep, complicated thing in a very beautiful way at this time. So you've got that going on. But equally, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe you are doubtful at this time, or you're indecisive. You're just like, I don't know what to choose, this. You can see 10 million options in front of you, and you don't know which one to choose. It could go a little bit like that. So if you have to choose something, you might want to wait for this full moon to pass. You might be a bit more decisive later. Mind you, this is all very decisive energy here. So I don't know. You'll have to experiment and see about that. 17th April, we've got a new moon, Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. Where's that happening? That's here. So yeah, this is quite nice. You can wish for the next steps in your career to be shown to you. Okay, that would be a really good thing to wish for there. What else could you wish for? Let's see. Equally, there could just be a healing that occurs, something to do with your career, something to do with visibility and being seen. Maybe you don't want to be seen, but something will heal in this area, and you'll become very comfortable with taking on more power and more responsibility, and all of that could be the thing there. Cancer, it is looking like a very interesting month ahead for you. It's an active month. It's a busy month. And I'm wishing you well. We are now going to welcome Leo. Leo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Leo Ascendant, Leo Moon, or Leo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got a triple conjunction happening here in your 8th house. Wow, okay. So there's a lot of behind the scenes transformation taking place in your life at the moment. We've got here, Saturn is here in Pisces, transforming, yes, a lot of things. Strategically transforming your life. Okay, so there's some big, it's like a big ship is turning, and maybe things are very slow and there's just not much you can do. There are delays, it's taking time. So there's all of that going on. But now you've got a bit of a boost, because from the 2nd of April onwards, you're going to have Mars step in here. So we've got some energy here. Equally, Mars kind of could come here and could potentially be still. That is a possibility. So the very active Mars comes into the 8th, typically for rest. It's kind of like a pit stop. So yeah, I'm just sort of thinking of Formula One for some reason, and like when the car goes into the thing and it gets worked on. That is the visual that's coming into my mind. How interesting, because we've got Mercury here as well. So we've got Mercury, the technician, with all the tools and all the, you know, some correcting, or so maybe your vehicle is being rebalanced at this time. This could be kind of, yeah, it could be to do with that. That's a possibility. But there's something about, maybe there's some stillness, because we've got 2 planets that typically they like to be active, and yet they've come into this place of stillness. So, but is it still? It's like behind the scenes, there's a huge amount of activity. So in your actual life, you're looking around going, well, this is not much is happening. But behind the scenes, everything is changing. So you've got 2 extra planets going in there now to help. And that's a planet of action. So there could be some more action in your actual life. It is possible. And there's some skillful technicians are working behind the scenes. It's that kind of feel what we've got here. I mean, Saturn's been in this area since March 2025. So you're kind of a bit used to this now. The slowness, if there has been some. Sun, let's take a look at the Sun. Sun is exalted 15th April onwards, so that is here. And yeah, I mean, this is quite good. There is, you know, some light here and some life here regarding how much control you feel you have over your own life. That's here. The Sun is exalted in your 9th house. You do have power to change things, to make things happen. So work with your free will, work with your days and your life as it is, work with everything, and try your best. Okay, and I know we've got some heavy energies here. I mean, I would even count all of that, even your Rahu. At times you might be feeling a bit stuck, or like there's not much wriggle room or not much you can do. But this exalted Sun is good. There is some light and life here for you to play with. And this could be regarding skilling up. Maybe you're skilling up. Okay, maybe you're learning a new skill. Equally, maybe you're teaching something. It could be either or, but it's definitely a good time for you to be skilling up. Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards. So 20th April onwards, Venus is going to be in here in your 10th house, and you are loving your work. You're loving what you're doing. You're possibly loving some of the big changes that Saturn is organizing for you at this time. So, you know, Venus is well placed for you to be loving and enjoying your work, loving and enjoying your days, just kind of loving and enjoying the routine of life, you know, and making it more beautiful in some way. Maybe your creativity is getting a workout. And you are designing something, or you're designing something new even, with the Sun here. So maybe you're designing something, maybe you're being creative, maybe you're making something beautiful, and you are loving work. There's something about you loving work, especially 20th April onwards. Okay. Now, 2nd of April, we've got a full moon in Hasta Nakshatra. Okay, so that's here in your 2nd house. So you might be quite emotional about something, and it could be something from childhood that you're emotional about, or there's some memory from the past that comes up, and maybe there's some deep healing or some conclusion that you reach at this time regarding your childhood, regarding childhood connections, friends, or possibly family or your past. So that's what I'm seeing there. Equally, you might be chatting with someone from your past as well. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 9th house. So this new moon, it's an ideal time for you to wish for new skills, new capabilities, new responsibilities. Equally, you might have a healing in any of those areas, or in healing in your relationship with your father, especially. Something about that frees you to be more in charge of your own life. So Leo, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Virgo. Virgo, thank you so much for joining. So this is Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Virgo, from the 11th April onwards, well, actually it's from the 2nd of April onwards, because we're going to have Mars step into Pisces on the 2nd of April, and then we're going to have Mercury step into Pisces on the 11th of April. But basically, across this month, this triple conjunction, maybe I'll draw it on the other side. There we go. That is the thing that really, I think, where the energy is and where our focus needs to be. So we've got a triple conjunction across this month. So for you, well, now this is in relation to other people. And this is in relation to definitely any significant partnerships in your life. So person that you're in love with, person you're married to, business partner, creative partnerships of all kinds. They're all here in the 7th house. So for you, it could feel that maybe you've got a few different things going on, or maybe you might be being pulled in different directions. But it's kind of like there are different activities taking place. So in the background, you're thinking strategically about certain relationships. And actually, I mean, this could apply to friendships as well. It's quite interesting. There's one part of you that's thinking strategically about people in your life. You're kind of thinking, okay, are they coming with me on the journey as I ascend? Is that person suitable to come with me, or are they not? Maybe you're acting on something and you're looking logically at your relationships as well. I think you might be assessing your relationships. Actually, now that I think about this, I think you're kind of across the board assessing your relationships. You're assessing your own growth. You're assessing, am I going to outgrow people, or are these people going to come with me, and do I need to do something about this? And I kind of think you're thinking logically about people in your life. You're thinking logically, rationally. But then it's so interesting because we do have, look at this, on the 2nd of April, we've got a full moon here for you in Hasta. So that's really interesting. Because you're really looking at yourself on the 2nd of April. You're looking at yourself. I think you're looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself critically. You're looking at your whole life. You're looking at, who are the people that are coming with me on my journey? Wow, this could be quite big, Virgo. I didn't realize. All the other signs, I've been reading everything in just the context of 1 month. Here, I come to you and I'm like, oh my God, we're looking at the whole life here. This is kind of big. Because I'm sort of looking at your Rahu here. Your Rahu is ambitious. Your Rahu is in the 6th house. You want to go places. You want to make a difference in the world. You want to do things. You possibly want to travel. You want to do some things here. And I'm getting a sense that you're really looking critically at the people in your life, and you're kind of going, I don't know about if some of these people are going to, will they still be by my side as I do some of these things? That's the sense that I'm getting. Equally, for some of you, if you are in committed relationships that are going just fine, maybe you're spending more time with people, and maybe more parts of yourself are being worked at this time. So your relationships might be demanding more from you. If you're in relationships that are fine, where you're not questioning, or you're not, there's none of that, you're like, no, I'm okay with my people, but maybe they need you more, or different parts of you are being worked this month. So, with some people, you're having to think long term or help them think long term. With some people, some people physically need your presence more, and equally with some people, you're just having to be more logical. It's like different people in your life need different things from you at this time. It could be operating like that. It's very interesting energy here. Now, Sun is exalted from 15th April onwards, so that is over here. This is why it's very interesting energy here. Now I see. Because you've got an exalted Sun in the 8th house. There's something about you seeing more. You're seeing people more clearly. You are understanding more of people. You're reading people with sharper detail. You're seeing more of the big picture. And there's something about this that is just going to rapidly accelerate some parts of your life, which is so interesting. Now, Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards, that's going to be quite beautiful. And I mean, this might inspire you to study something new. Equally, you might be inspired to make travel plans. You might even travel, but I would say take care. What's that, on the 20th of April onwards? Yeah, that definitely take extra care if you're traveling on that date. But there's some lovely energy here for you. Now this full moon, in Hasta, you're contemplating your life on the 2nd of April, and you might be quite emotional here. And this is both in a good context, also in a, oh my God, how did I get through that context? Like, I feel like there's possibly a lot being stirred up here, but the overall theme of that is positive. I think you're learning some amazing things about yourself. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. Wow, so this could be a healing for your family, for your relationship if you're married. This could be healing energy even just for you, and any hardships and difficulties that you've dealt with over the course of living. There could be some healing energy here. It's also a good time to plant a wish. You could be planting a wish for yourself and or your family at this time as well. Virgo, big month ahead. Virgo, I just feel like there's a lot happening and you're in focus. So I'm wishing you well, Virgo. Take care. We are now going to welcome Libra. Libra, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Libra Ascendant, Libra Moon, or Libra Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have got this incredible triple conjunction, and what you're going to find is that that's going to really focus you when it comes to your work, your service in the world, what you do for a living, career. If you are competing, that will be in focus. If you are in a legal case or something like that, that will be in focus. And it's really going to be in focus from the 2nd of April onwards, when Mars steps into Pisces. Then from the 11th of April onwards, we're going to have Mercury step in here. So all of these planets they're really going to help Saturn out. Now you have got a superb Saturn. So I say that to you frequently. We're here we are in Libra. We're in the sign where it's all happening. Great. It's always happening for you guys. I love that. I wish I had some of your energy. I have sign envy. You got the Saturn in the 6th. It's great. Equally, I mean, it could be challenging as well. Saturn in the 6th, there are challenges too. I know it's not all completely fantastic, but on the whole, it's very good. But what do we have when we have Mercury and Mars in here as well? Well, there's something about maybe you are, maybe you do have a big level strategic plan, or maybe things have been moving quite slowly. But now Mars comes in, the planet of action, where you can do something. You've got energy. Mars loves being in the 6th. Okay, Mercury loves being in the 6th here as well. You've got just a lot more power coming into your 6th, so you've got the ability to do something. The other thing is you've got this fine detail planet here, so maybe if you've been being quite strategic or big picture, now Mercury comes in and you can do a lot of fine detail. Like if you've been writing a book, for example, and you know, when you start writing a book and you're quite strategic at the beginning and you're planning and you're moving things around, but then Mercury comes in and now you're writing all the lines. It's just coming out. It's just, you all the fine detail, bang, bang, bang. It's just happening. It's like that is what we've got here with the Mercury and Mars stepping into Pisces. It's like Mars has the ability to do and the drive to do and the energy to do, and Mercury is the fine detail. So it's like there's something about maybe you're actively doing all the fine detail of the thing that you've been planning out for a while. Maybe it's happening. Maybe the detail part of the project is being initiated, or it's on, or it's happening, or I don't know, there's something detail and focus, and you're drilling in, and you're building, and it's happening. Something like this. I'm loving it. It looks really great to me. Now the Sun is exalted 15th April onwards, and this is giving you heightened empathy for other people. You can really see into other people at this time. Okay, this might be challenging in your relationships. This can also be ego as well. It could be that ego flares up in other people around you. It could be your own ego as well. So it might be that there's some egotistical stuff that happens across the month of April. So that is possible, either your own or someone else's being reflected back to you. But equally, it could just be that you see into other people with a lot more detail, or you know, you can see the big picture in connection with other people. And then we've got Venus in Taurus 20th of April onwards. So 20th of April onwards, if you are in need of some rest, that is going to be a lovely time for you to kind of have some privacy, some quiet time, some rest. It wouldn't surprise me if you're very busy for, say, for example, all of April, but then 20th April onwards, now you get to rest. You know, there could be that kind of effect happening there. On the 2nd of April, we've got a full moon in Hasta Nakshatra, so that's up here. So you could be emotional about something. Your dream state could be quite active. On the 2nd of April, there could be some healing dreams or some clearing dreams that happen for you at this time. So that's a possibility. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. That's happening here. So that is, you could wish for a partner if you're single. Equally, you could wish for a healing in a partnership as well. Or you could wish that you and your partner, you know, you go to the next level, or something heals in a partnership. I think that would be the best use of this Ashwini new moon. So Libra, it's looking really good. Take care. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have got a triple conjunction happening. So it's going to be, Mars is going to step into Pisces on the 2nd of April onwards. And then on the 11th of April onwards, we've got Mercury stepping in. But the focus really is here in your 5th house. So what do we have going on here? Now this could be interesting. This could be to do with your finances, actually. Maybe you're doing some financial admin, or you are, I don't know, there's emphasis here on finances. There's the planet of fine detail here, which is Mercury. There's the planet of doing something. You're doing something with fine detail, but this could also be strategic in nature. We've got Saturn here too. So we're dealing with 3 key energies. I mean, this could be amazing regarding your creativity. And this could be if you've got a creative project or something that you really want to create in a, you know, artistic, creative sort of a sense. It's like you're doing the fine detail. maybe you've been planning something or strategizing, or you've been looking for the time, but now you've got that can-do ability with Mars, and you've got the mercurial fine detail. It's like you can make something happen with all the fine detail and everything. We've got Sun exalted 15th April onwards. So Sun steps into career, this big career sort of house, the 6th house. So yeah, Sun exalted here. I mean, you're winning. That's a winning star. There's something at work, maybe you're winning clients, or in a legal case, you might be winning, or you're shining. There's something about you shining, you're succeeding, you're doing well. We've got Venus here as well. So this could also be good for your health. This could be really nice for your health. Maybe you're getting there could be even be a bit of glow up energy, or a bit of you're feeling healthy, or you're feeling well. There's some good energy happening here for you, 15th April onwards. And then Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards, Venus is going to be here. And I mean, this can be good for relationships, but equally it can be, you might be a little bit tested in some of your relationships as well. Venus in the 7th house, not always the best. I know that's controversial of me to say, but that is what I have seen in so many charts now, that Venus doesn't always do the best. Transiting through the 6th. So where Venus has been, Venus is not in the best place, definitely not for romance. Okay, so I'd say all of April is not a great month for relationships and love, but maybe you're loving your work, maybe you're loving working on your health, maybe you're loving time with your family. It's that kind of energy there. So you might be tested in love a little bit, and that is all of April, really. It's just something to bear in mind. It'll pass. Okay, you got much better transits later. And the good thing about Venus is Venus never stays too long anywhere. So, and Venus rewards the most as well. So Venus is lovely. Now let's have a look. 2nd April, full moon in Hasta Nakshatra. That's up here. So you might be... This could be something completing with a sibling. This could be something completing with your friends or network circles, or there's something completing here. Equally, you might be emotional about something in connection with a sibling. You might be emotional about something in connection with friends or soul tribe people. There's heightened emotion here, but there's also like an ability to communicate beautifully. So if you do need to communicate your side, this is a good time to do it. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon, Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. So that's happening here. So this is a good time to wish for next steps in career to be shown to you. Equally, you might wish for a healing in your career, in your ability to serve. You might wish for, you might even devote some energy, to help you serve better. We've got Mars and Mercury here. Maybe this could be, there's a bit of clutter clearing energy here that could even help you. But there's something about the obstacles being removed. And that's, of course, Lord Ganeshji. Maybe you want to do some chanting to him. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. I know that one very well because I do it every day. And yeah, that's interesting that's come up here for you. Maybe you might want to chant that just 108 times on the mala beads. So you could do that each day. But yeah, on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon here. And this could be, there's something about wishing for blockages to be removed. That would be quite ideal. Yeah. All right, Scorpio. Well, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Sagittarius, Ascendant, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got this big, beautiful triple conjunction. It's happening right here in your 4th house. Wow. So, look at that. You're trying to relax at home and there are all these planets. Can you get any relaxation, Sagittarius, this month? I don't know. It doesn't look like it, does it? Because you've got the planet of action stepping into your house of home. This is on the 2nd of April onwards. And then you've got Mercury, which is all about fine detail and concentration and logic and focus and all that kind of thing. So that's stepping in to your home space on the 11th of April. I mean, look, this is good energy for if you are doing any home improvements, and maybe you need to, and I had a client, this is so amazing. This was maybe last year or so, but he quit his job and then he decided he wanted to be like a carpenter. He wanted to make all these shelves at home, and the shelves were beautiful. He made them all. I couldn't believe it because I could see it on the Zoom. I was like, wow, he showed me. And it was like, it's amazing what people can do. So maybe you're doing something that requires action, physical action and activity, but fine detail and precision and skill. So doesn't that sound like some kind of DIY home type of project? You've got Saturn in the house of home. So maybe you're deciding to do some renovations. You're just like, I'm going to do it. Maybe you're going to get hands-on about something. Maybe you're going to make something. So that would be quite incredible. Equally, this is also the energy where maybe when you're at home across the month of April, you just feel like you can't rest. So it's like April is the month where there's always something. It's like, oh, I just want to rest, but I have to deal with this thing, and now I have to do that thing, and now these people have come over, and I have to do that, and I have to do this, and there's something busy here, but busy at home. So that is just something to bear in mind there. We've got Exalted Sun on the 15th of April onwards. So that's happening here, and that is, this could be good for relationships and your love life. It might be making you very attractive. So that's something to bear in mind. Equally, you might meet someone who's very attractive with this Exalted Sun. You might just meet some bright, shiny person that you would like to spend time with. So there's that. We've got Venus here as well. Okay, so that's really exciting. Then we've got Venus in Taurus. This is 20th April onwards. 20th April onwards, for quite a little while, we're looking at about a month and a half, your love life might be tested. So it's quite interesting. I mean, if you meet some Exalted Sun type person at this time, like you meet them, but then, yes, maybe there's some delay or time gap or something, I don't know. But equally, if it's not operating like that, Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards, this is the energy of loving your work. So there's something about you loving what you're doing, or you're making your work, there's something about you making your work more beautiful or more presentable or more stylish, or there's something connecting style with work, or you're enjoying the creative aspect of your work. That could be the thing. Now on the 2nd of April, we've got a full moon in Hasta Nakshatra. That's here. So that's in your 10th house. It could be that there's a big project at work that is completing. So that is something to bear in mind. You're coming to the end of something. Something is completing. Something is finishing up there on the 2nd of April, connecting in with your work. Could be emotional. Maybe you put a lot of work into it and maybe you're sad to see that thing end, or, there could be some deep emotions, some emotions that run deep happening here on the 2nd of April. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon so that's over here in the 5th house. So that is in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. So you could wish for a new addition to the family. You could wish for a child to be born in your family. You could wish for a new relationship, or, new love come into your life. You could wish for creative inspiration. You could wish for an incredible idea that you'd love to create. So there's a lot of things you could wish for. Or you could wish for a healing in relation to your creativity as well on the 17th of April. All right, Sagittarius, well, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have got a triple conjunction happening right here. And just about all of these planets absolutely love to be in, I'm just checking one. They all love to be in the third house except for Mercury. So Saturn loves to be here, Mars loves to be here. Mercury can have a good time here. I don't see why not. Now, that is a debilitated Mercury, but I'm not too worried about that. I don't mind Mercury in the 12th. Mercury in the 12th has the antenna that's going beyond the veil. It's picking up the cool ideas. I never worry about it. It just sounds bad, doesn't it? But it's not a bad thing. Let's have a look. So your triple conjunction, 11th April onwards. Well, it's technically from the 2nd of April onwards. Mars will go into Pisces on the 2nd of April. So you've got Saturn here helping you build the next platform up in your life. This is great. So there's been a lot of strategic behind the scenes work that has been happening. Now, April is your month where you've got 2 powerhouse planets come in here into your third that are going to help you flesh out all the details. So this is the time to be detail oriented. It's like maybe the structure is done, maybe the strategizing has been done, and maybe now it's time to get hands on, it's time to put energy in, and it's time to put all the fine detail in. It's like you're doing all the fine detail. You're dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and you're doing all of that. So the execution is happening here. This is sort of executional energy. It's hands-on energy. We're making it happen. We're filling in the fine detail. So if it's a book, you've written your table of contents and all your strategic stuff. Now you're going to write every single line. April is that kind of month where the writing is on, where it's happening, where you're doing it. So something about you doing stuff. And it's exciting. It's really cool energy. Sun is exalted 15th April onwards. So that is here. Now this could be a little bit tiring or a little bit draining at times. This could be strong energy. This could put the focus on your internal state actually. And it's interesting because we've got Ketu here in your 8th. So maybe you need some time every now and then just to sit quietly and reflect. Just to sit quietly and journal, just to sit quietly and look out the window and think about your life. Take a step back, look at your whole life, look at what am I doing? Is this making me happy? Who am I? There's some of all of this going on as well. So it's really interesting because you are building a whole new platform and you're building a new part of your life. And yet at the same time, there's some deep contemplation going on here as well. Okay, so take your time with it. Enjoy it. Don't be in a rush. And make sure you're on track with being your genuine, authentic self. Make sure you're being you as you're going along. Okay, so I think that's why this is happening. It's happening here to just sort of be like, check in with yourself. Okay, what's making you happy? That counts. And we've got Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards. So Venus is going to move here into the 5th house. Oh, now that's beautiful for romance, creativity, meeting someone new, all of that. So, and that's just joy and that's fun and that's just gorgeous energy there. So that's 20th April onwards. You've got some things to look forward to energetically there. Now, 2nd April, we've got full moon happening in Hasta Nakshatra. So that's here. So you might be coming to the end of something regarding your skills, regarding your responsibilities, regarding the need to, maybe you need to grow into that next level up. Maybe you got to leave an old version of you behind and you've got to mature into being the leader in your own life. And on the 17th of April, we've got a new moon in Aries Ashwini Nakshatra. That's happening here. So there's a new moon in your 4th house. So you could wish for a healing at home. You could wish for a new home or renovations to your home. You could wish for a healing in your relationship with your mother. You could wish for a deep healing of your internal psyche and self. That could be quite profound there, Capricorn. overall, it is looking like a very good month, a busy month, possibly a deep and introspective month as well. Capricorn, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just checking on the time. This is about to time out, but it's okay. I'll just, when the battery passes out, we shall refresh the that's the memory card. The memory card will refresh the memory card. All right, so what's going on, Aquarius? You have got all this activity up here in your second house. So that's a triple conjunction happening 11th April onwards. 2nd of April onwards, Mars is going to step into Pisces. Then 11th of April onwards, Mercury is going to step into Pisces. So this is putting all the emphasis on your finances, actually. So maybe you are spending a lot at this time. Maybe you're finding it hard to save. I know that, yeah, that has been a bit of a theme here with Aquarius. We do talk about that a bit. But there's something about you figuring out some clever ways to boost your income. And Mars is stepping in so that you can do something about it. So this is an action-oriented month where maybe you'll be able to do something regarding your finances and improving that or boosting that in some way. Equally, this could be something in connection with your family of origin, your childhood home. Maybe there are demands on you by the people at home or something like that. So maybe you're quite busy connecting with family, and that's family of origin, not necessarily the family that you create. That would be more here and here. Oh, and that's kind of a little bit lit, but anyway. Let's have a look at, I'm getting distracted. Let's have a look at Sun. Oh, this is beautiful. You've got a beautiful exalted Sun there in the 3rd house. So that's great for being seen. It's great for being recognized. It's great for growing your social media, growing your networks. You just sort of winning and yeah, being recognized. Maybe you're winning new clients, your earnings go up or something along these lines. Yeah, and I mean that could be, we've got Ketu here in the 7th. So this could even be like foreign clients or foreign attention or foreign connections or all this kind of thing as well. Now Venus is going to be in Taurus 20th of April onwards. This is really lovely energy. 20th April onwards, maybe you're working quite hard, maybe you're very busy across the month of April, but then 20th April onwards, when Venus goes into Taurus in the 4th house, maybe you're able to have some quiet time, some time with family, time just cooking up something delicious, time relaxing, time unwinding. Maybe things have been hectic through to the 20th of April. So Venus is lovely there. That could just be just quite romantic and lovely, that Venus in Taurus in the 4th house. And then we've got 2nd of April, full moon in Hasta Nakshatra. So that's here. Wow, that's quite deep. That's interesting. So maybe you're quite psychic on the 2nd of April. Maybe you're very psychic. The emotions run really deep here. So there could be a big healing. You could figure something out that's really deep and hidden. But if you figure that out and unlodge or unblock something, or I don't know, there's just the movement forward is much easier. It could be an emotional full moon, this one, on the 2nd of April. So just bear that in mind. But then it's like once that's done, it's like you've healed something. There's some deep thing. Yeah, I'm getting the word ancient. It's kind of interesting. There's some deep thing that like you will just move past that forever. Like you've done it. You've healed something here, Aquarius. So it's really beautiful. And 17th April, we've got a new moon, Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. That's happening here. So this is confidence, renewed confidence. It's like you're going to emerge. Yeah, 17th April, it's a whole new you. You're new you. And, your confidence is going to go up because look at this. Wow, you've had your yeah. How was the eclipses? Let me know in the comments below if anyone has any stories. Maybe some of you are yet to have your tables are turning moment, but maybe some of you have had it. Maybe if you've got, say for example, your natal Rahu is here and your natal Ketu is here, you will have experienced some interesting things. But you may be yet to experience it. There is still time. So I think we've got until November. But yeah, fascinating, Aquarius. New moon. Yeah, Aries, Asrini Nakshatra. You can wish for, on the 17th of April, you can wish for a healing regarding your confidence and regarding your mind, you know, and regarding your belief in yourself. You know, Aquarius, it's your time. You know, we've got Rahu in your sign. You are being renewed. This is your Rahu in Aquarius. You can change who you are. You can be a new you. So why not? You know, do it. Do it. Be a new you. You can reinvent your whole self at this time. We've got until November. There's time. All right. Well, Aquarius, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Pisces Ascendant, Pisces Moon, or Pisces Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. Oh, look at this, Pisces. This is all about you. Look at that. Look at all the activity here in your sign. We've got Saturn here. We're going to have Mars step in here on the 2nd of April. And then we're going to have Mercury step in here on the 11th of April. So April really is about this triple conjunction. And this is happening in your sign. So there's a lot of transformation that's happening in your life. And there might be a lot of demands on you at this time. And a lot might be required of you. So on the one hand, you're thinking strategically with Saturn. You're thinking big picture. Maybe you got the eye on some kind of prize, or there's some big stuff happening. We've got the planet of action step in. So it's like you'll be able to do things. You're able to do things now. You've got the energy, you've got the physical energy, you've got the resources, there's something about you just being able to do more now. And then we've got Mercury, the planet of fine detail, concentration, logic, stepping in here as well. So maybe with your life, it's like maybe you've had this strategy, you've done a lot of work on that, and now it's time to make stuff happen. So with Mars, you're making stuff happen. With Mercury, you're doing the fine detail. You're filling in all the bits. It's happening. It's the immediate little tiny things that you need to do. Maybe you're getting a lot of those done. Definitely across the month of April, but April could be the month where things start, where you are I'm getting sort of a rubber hits the road feel to this month. And I've been using this analogy in other signs where I've been talking about, you know, you're writing a book and the table of contents are done, but now you're actually sitting and writing every single line. It's like it's on, it's happening. You're populating the thing or filling in the details, or, you know, there's details are being filled in. Sun is exalted 15th April onwards. So that is beautiful energy. So that's happening here in your second house. So there's something where you're speaking with authority. You are shining as a person. Maybe your family sees you in a beautiful light, or your family recognizes you, or they recognize your authority, or they recognize how far you've come. And that's your family of origin. We've got Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards. Venus here in the second house is beautiful for diet, food, eating. Maybe you're eating well, you're looking after yourself, you're nourishing yourself, you're enjoying yourself. Maybe you are enjoying time with childhood connections, friends, or family from long ago. Venus in Taurus, 20th April onwards. Venus is stepping in here. It's in your third house. So that's beautiful. 20th April onwards could be quite a social time for you, where maybe you're meeting up with friends. your current friends, people in your life now. Maybe you're socializing a lot more. There's something about you enjoying life more. And I feel like you have done a lot of hard work here. There's been a lot of hard work happening. You need some time off. You need to enjoy. You need to relax. You need to unwind. You need some variety in your life. 2nd of April, we've got full moon, Hasta Nakshatra. That's happening here. So this is a culmination or a completion happening in a significant relationship. This could be a partnership, business partnership, a marriage, any of that. So, and there's something about you recognizing your own deep feelings about someone or something. And what I would say here is that there's something private about this as well. I'm sort of getting the sense that there's maybe, you don't need to share. Because we've got Mercury. It's interesting. Equally, maybe you might be quite articulate at this time and able to express the fullness of your emotions at this time. That's one you're going to have to feel out. I'm not quite sure. And then on the 17th of April here, we've got a new moon in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. This is happening here in your 2nd house. So you have got a new moon. A new moon in the area of wealth. So this is wealth here. And this can be big wealth, this can be family wealth. You've got a new moon happening here. So this could be a time where you wish for more stability. You wish for financial stability and abundance. That would be, or you wish for a healing in this area where you wish for your past beliefs regarding abundance and all that. You just wish for that to be healed so that you can welcome in more material abundance. That is everything, Pisces. Thank you so much. I'm going to press stop here. Thank you so much for being here. This has been a very long video, so I'm going to wrap it up very quickly because I've got editing to do. I've got so much to do. Thank you so much. And the camera battery is flashing as well. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you next time.